Podcast Media Podcast Network.
Hello, demons and demonesses. Kwame Wakan here. You guys like this sticker, this Goth or Us sticker? Well, you can get this and many more stickers at my friend's website, coffeebreathcreations.bigcartel.com. They're an independent artist, also a big anime fan, and, well, a metalhead just like me. And you'll be doing great by supporting a local artist here in my state of New Jersey. They create so much good quality artwork, and also they ship pretty fast as well. Another sticker I got from them is this Slay Them sticker. This is from their current 2024 Halloween collection. And they also have another one, this Adoraboo sticker. And the quality is also very good. You could stick them on notebooks, cars, even instruments. Might even stick this one on my guitar. And one of the things I like about this Adoraboo sticker is that it also glows in the dark too. So isn't that pretty neat? So if you're interested in copying any cool goth merch and supporting another alternative artist, check out coffeebreathcreations.bigcartel.com. In fact, here's a little bit of a showcase of all the things that they have to offer. Check it out.
Gracias.
Morning, demons and demonesses. Kwame Wakan here, and I have some sad and some devastating news about the state of Texas right now. Now, Texas has been known for many things, especially it's been in the news a lot recently, but this is one of the things that I'm pretty sure all of us can agree on. Now, you have this guy, his name is State Senator Charles Perry. You know what? I'm just going to play the news clip because I'm pretty sure your blood is going to boil just like mine is.
As more states ease restrictions on marijuana today, the Texas Senate voted to ban it.
ABC 13's anchor Elisa Rivas joins us now. And Elisa, the public opinion not necessarily on their side.
Erica, we have reported on these polls. Polls have shown time and again people support legalizing recreational marijuana in our state. Today, the Senate approved an all-out ban on THC for recreational use. That's, of course, the chemical that gets a user high. A loophole has allowed THC products to be sold at smoke shops, liquor stores, gas stations, virtually anywhere in smaller doses. Lawmakers say too many businesses have taken advantage.
We have to ban THC and shut all of these stores down. And secondly, that includes THC that's being sold in liquor stores in drinks. There's no exception to this.
The lieutenant governor called it a poison in our communities and says that too many products are marketed toward children and sold near schools. ABC 13's Alex Bazarjian joins us live now. THC supporters say there are legitimate uses for adults who should be able to make their own decisions.
Elisa, the people that I spoke with are in favor of regulations, just not an all-out ban. You know, a cannabis shop owner told me about a customer that she had whose wife had stage 4 cancer. When he found out it was terminal, he came into the shop devastated, of course, but actually thanked the owner for at least giving his wife a good night's sleep. It's stories like that that are really galvanizing people.
These would all be illegal. This would all be illegal.
Under an all-out THC ban, Serenity Organics would basically be empty. Owner Melanie Carpenter says even the dog treats are contraband under the proposed law.
We would have to close. And we've been here 5 years and, we're kind of part of the community.
Carpenter sells CBD and THC products. Her average customer base is between 40 and 60 years old. She says most come in here to address pain, anxiety, and sleep issues.
We have had plenty of people in tears and literally saying, "You saved my life."
THC is the psychoactive agent in marijuana, but under current law, products can only contain 0.3% or less of it.
We have a sign, we've got brochures. We answer any question. We will not, we will beg people to take a lower dose or start slow or everybody's different.
While Carpenter says she's doing things the right way, there are others in the Houston area who are facing criminal charges. Back on September 25th, a major chain known as the THC Club had all 18 of their locations raided. Investigators claim they were selling marijuana above the legal threshold. The 84-page search warrant also claims some of their packaging had faulty QR codes, which are supposed to tell you what's in the product. The company has denied all wrongdoing. Stephen Dye, representing the Texas Police Chiefs Association, spoke today in support of the THC ban.
Most people think that if you walk into a store and you're able to buy something from a retail establishment, it must be legal and it must be safe.
The industry is not without its issues, although attorney Andrea Steele says more states are moving toward regulation, not prohibition.
In an industry that is producing so much money and so many jobs, I would think that there would be a goal to come together and figure out workable solutions.
If the ban goes into effect, Steele says it would virtually wipe out the industry, including mom and pop shops like Carpenter's.
If we were to go away, it would be really sad. And I'm not talking about the money. I'm talking about the people that rely on us for their well-being right now.
I'm Alex Bozargian, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Now, as you heard what those people are saying, a lot of the people that own a lot of these businesses that sell CBD, Delta-8 THC and stuff like that, these aren't like these big major multinational corporations. These are small mom and pop businesses. And for this one lone senator who surrounds himself with a bunch of cops and law enforcement officials, we all know who's in the pockets of this. We all know who's probably giving this guy money. 9 times out of 10, it's probably the police unions, it's probably, the private prison industry, maybe the tobacco industry. I know for a fact he's probably taking money from, the alcohol industry. But like many of those people said, if this ban goes into effect, that's basically going to kill their business. So all that time and money they spent, trying to build a business, trying to serve their community, all that is going to be snuffed out because of a bunch of corrupt bureaucrats at the top that don't give a shit about the little guy. But it gets even worse. This is a speech that he gave, and just listen to it. I mean, just listen to it. It's so fucking stupid.
It is extremely dangerous, extremely addicting, extremely potent. Every day, a new product hits the shelf that was at the whim of a chemist. I don't call them smart, I call them diabolical.
State Senator Charles Perry assessing insidious synthetic THC products sold legally over the counter in the Lone Star State. Commerce, which has exploded into an $8 billion business in just 3 years, citing an industry which has refused to, quote, self-regulate and a mounting number of human casualties. Perry's Senate Bill 3 bans the sale of all THC products for the foreseeable future, a prospect which will likely wipe out thousands of smoke shops across the state of Texas.
I have people say tax it. Not ever going to be enough to pay for the damage that it does, but is there a price you can put on some parent that has lost their child, either in physical, have died, or are no longer functioning adults?
Panel in supporting the ban's overwhelming approval, Democratic Senator Cesar Blanco cited a 468% increase in THC-related poisoning statewide, many involving children. That's a frightening number, Sergio.
Absolutely. No, I'm in favor of this, and I hope those Democrats in the House support the ban on this, because this is Houston. This is not Venice Beach. It just doesn't make sense when you're legalizing these vape shops and smoke shops everywhere and creating more addiction, but at the same time you have laws to incarcerate people that smoke marijuana and are possession of marijuana. It doesn't make sense. The other issue, you have 8,000 that have spur, and within the last couple of years, $8 billion industry, and the pushback is from the farming industry. Instead of manufacturing and growing marijuana that's creating more addiction, why don't they grow more avocados?
Holly, here we go. They're going to try to push the increased regulation argument in the House. Like, yeah, we messed up. We were kind of wild and crazy. We'll do it right this time. Is that where you think this is headed?
Yeah, I think probably so. I mean, there's always that tension between, over-regulation and trying to keep the public safe, especially when you're talking about children. As, Blanco said, this is impacting children. And for some of the folks who are a little bit worked up about this proposal, CBD is not included. It's a very different product from what we're talking about here. THC has some profound impacts on those who use it. Some are more susceptible, and it's just really strong and dangerous.
Bob, are you afraid this is just going to push the business of pot back on the illegal street corner?
It's already on the illegal street corner. I'm going to, for once, agree with Sergio on this. I hope this legislation passes, although it's difficult to prosecute these cases because the bills have to be written technically to define what it is, and all these companies have to do is change a few chemicals in it, and it's no longer that same substance, but it does the same thing. The other side of this is, while it's legal to sell these products, in many cases it's illegal to be using these products and possess them because they have THC in them, and so the prosecutors are actually prosecuting people that have these pens that test positive for THC that they're buying legally through these shops. So people are going to jail, getting their lives ruined because of this semi-legal product.
Tomorrow, jump in here.
I honestly don't know enough about this. I had no idea you could sell something in a gas station that could get somebody that intoxicated to the point that they could die. And when you tell me children can buy this stuff, and you know what it is, that I don't know what y'all got to do to fix that, but that need to end today. I don't need you to wait for that should not occur. And as Sergio said, you got people who are using marijuana and going to jail for the marijuana probably weaker than what they're getting in this gas station, but they're going to jail for this. Is crazy. Whatever y'all got to do to get this smack together, get it together.
All right, we're leaving it there. We know Bill King thinks the war on drugs has been a complete failure. We'll talk about it in overtime.
All right, so there's a reason why I decided to play that clip last. Now, that clip is the Fox News coverage of this story. Is anyone really surprised? Look at all the people on that panel. All of them old, all of them probably have never smoked pot before, probably have never used any type of THC product before. And you can clearly tell that none of these people know exactly what the hell they're talking about. Now, one of the things that you hear a lot from a lot of these anti-marijuana and anti-THC people is, oh, so many people have died, so many people have overdosed. Well, till this day, not one single person has overdosed on marijuana. Not even one. Not even one. And also, you want to talk about intoxication and stuff like that and how it's being sold in liquor stores. You want to know what else is sold in liquor stores? Liquor is sold in liquor stores. Now, you want to talk about being a danger and being a poison to society? Well, let's talk about DUIs, DWIs, OWIs, or whatever they want to call it in whatever state you live in. All right? Texas is ranked number 3 for the most DUIs out of every state in the country. Now, there's 50 states in the United States for those that, aren't sure about our geography. Now, I'm currently living in the state of New Jersey. Now, when it comes to DUI, OWI, driving while intoxicated, drunk driver, whatever that stuff is, whatever those 3 letters are, New Jersey ranks number 50. We have the lowest drunk driving arrest rate in the entire country. Texas has the third highest. So I think currently right now they're tied with South Dakota. Montana is number 1. Now I'm not sure what the marijuana or THC laws in Montana are. But let me talk. But my thing is this: you want to talk about poison to society? Why aren't you worried about all the drunks that are driving around and hitting people? What about the people that are driving drunk with their kids in the car? What about those kids? You give a shit about those kids? Then you have gun homicide, but that's a touchy one. Some people are pro-gun, some people are anti-gun. I live in New Jersey, where we are like one of the toughest states to even own a gun. And this is coming from somebody that wants to own a gun. Between all the problems that are going on with Texas, between, them being one of the lowest when it comes to education, being the highest when it comes to, drunk driving, being the highest when it comes to, gun homicides, you would think those would be big problems that, these people want to talk about. Nope, let's ban marijuana. That'll save the children. That'll stop all the people from driving while drunk. It's at this point where I think that this country is controlled by idiots. Now, another thing I want to add about the commentary on this. Notice how this senator and also the Fox News panel, they had never had anyone on their panel or surrounded themselves with anyone that actually uses these products. Because based on public opinion in Texas, most people in Texas want to legalize weed. Now, I know for a fact that Texas does have legal medical marijuana, but like I said, the process of getting a medical marijuana card is very long and very lengthy. And also in a lot of states where you do have medical marijuana, I should say red states where you do have medical marijuana, they restrict you from accessing firearms, which makes no sense. You think the people that would be less likely to commit a shooting or a crime would be the people that are smoking pot. So, like I said, it makes absolutely no sense. These people have been watching too much Reefer Madness, and I think this Charles Perry guy, this guy is completely and utterly out of touch. And I'm like, I just looked it up. The lad is 63 years old. Weird, huh? I mean, with the way he's acting and with the shit that he's talking, you'd think this guy has been on the planet since 1863. Well, this guy is so out of touch, he probably listens to his favorite songs on phonograph. But when it comes to, marijuana legalization or Delta-8 THC or any of these products, I think the best way to handle it is to do a direct ballot initiative. Let the people decide whether or not they want to use this substance. All right, it's clearly obvious that the majority of people that are using these substances are using it responsibly. They're not getting behind the wheel, driving and smoking at the same time. They're not, smoking around their kids. And for the people that are saying, oh, well, kids have access to it. Well, kids also have access to alcohol, and they also have access to tobacco. Kids have access to a lot of things they shouldn't have access to. But you want to know something? It's not like the kids are just walking into the store and buying it. The kids are getting this stuff the same reason how they're getting cigarettes and alcohol. You want to know what they're doing? They're getting an adult. They get an irresponsible adult to buy it for them, and then that adult gives it to the child. But things like that are very few and far between. I'm pretty sure the majority of people that are going into these stores and buying these products are using them responsibly, are keeping them out of reach from children, aren't using them around children, aren't using them while they're at work, are not using them while they're driving, and, the most importantly, are not dying from them. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this. Like I said, this only has passed the Senate. It still has yet to pass the Texas House, so let's hope that there's enough people in the House with a spine that are willing to say no. And also, to the people of Texas, if anyone out there is listening to this from the state of Texas, call your representative and let them know, do not support this bill. Because this is going to hurt a lot of people. It's going to hurt a lot of small businesses. It's going to, push people into using a lot harder drugs. And that's not something that we need. Like I said, marijuana, THC, all that type of stuff, that's probably like the safest and most non-addicting substances out there. In fact, I'm going to put myself out there for a little bit. I myself am a marijuana user. I have used Delta-8 in the past. I think during 2018, when Donald Trump passed the 2018 Farm Bill that legalized hemp nationwide in all 50 states. That was until the governors of each specific state cracked down on Delta 8. Just recently, Governor Murphy banned the sale of Delta 8 because of regulations. However, we still have recreational marijuana, so I can't really complain about that. Only thing is that when Governor Murphy did decide to ban Delta 8, the price of recreational marijuana skyrocketed by 2 times what it normally is. And the taxes on it went up quite a bit as well. So take that however you want to take it. But either way, I'm proud to live in a state that has one of the lowest DUI rates in the country, and also proud to be in a state that has legal recreational marijuana. So, to the people of Texas, fight this, make your phone calls, do whatever you can, because this is wrong and this is extremely unpopular. And hopefully when the next election cycle comes around, whenever it is in Texas, you vote these clowns out and you put in some competent leaders. It's about time we get these idiots out of office. Alright, you guys, that's all I got to say. You stay safe, stay metal, hail Satan, and I'll catch you guys later.